Hi there, folks. It's Russel for thepapare.com, and I'm here today to answer some of the questions that you've forwarded. Of course, I cannot answer every question, so I picked a few. The first one from Mohammad Rashad. Why Sri Lankan bowlers couldn't do the same on a similar pitch? Well, sometimes what you go out there or set yourself to do is your downfall. You look at the sky, you look at the pitch, and you think the conditions will help the ball swing and lots of things to happen, but it generally doesn't happen if you do not put the ball in the right area. Now, Lasit Malinga opened the bowling, and to me, right now his shape is not right with the new ball. He's not getting it to move at all. There's no angle from his hand, but his variations and the slower balls are working. So I'll go with the change of bowling Malinga later on in the innings and make use of his 10 overs in tougher times and try and use someone else with the new ball, let's say an Angelo Matthews, to swing it around or wobble it around. Suranga Lakmal, of course, is bowling decent lines and getting that ball to nip around just a wee bit. I think the areas and the plan Sri Lanka go in with is very crucial. Looking at why we are not exploiting conditions, even during the test matches as well, when we think that the pitch is going to help, we expect it to help rather than going through the basics. Whether the conditions are for you or not, you still have to bowl a good length. If the conditions are for you, slightly fuller, giving it a little bit more opportunity to swing. So that's where I think the Sri Lankans have let themselves down. And also another big difference between the Sri Lankan seamers and bigger, taller, fast bowlers is the ability to hit the deck. When Sri Lankan bowlers, the shorter bowlers, hit the deck, it's of a shorter length. So you don't tend to get that extra help. And they tend to float it when you're bowling up to the batsman. You need to still hit the deck on a good length, which is tough for our type of bowlers, whereas the taller bowlers are able to do that with more ease. Ravindu Lianage fires in the next question. We might pull this off with a struggle, but is performances like this enough to take us anywhere in the World Cup? Well, it's a straightforward answer, no. Performances have to be lifted up, but the positive is Sri Lanka needed to get on the board. And it's amazing what the winning feeling can do. They're over the line, there was a fighting performance, they had to grind a win out, so that'll rub off on the rest of the players, and you can only expect for a positive response from the rest of the team. I think Sri Lanka can go places, but yes, certainly not with performances like this. Bangladesh will be a much tougher opposition than Afghanistan, and if Sri Lanka find themselves in such a hole against Bangladesh, they might not be able to come out if they're playing at this level. But don't write them off. They're a bunch of champions, and when their backs are against the wall, that's when the Sri Lankans have more often than not thrilled us. Hashan Sirisena, he says, can we get down Kusal Pereira? We need a trump like him. Well, for the first question, Kusal Pereira cannot be gotten down because he can only come in as a replacement if someone gets injured. So that's not the case. So he can't be got down. But I don't see him as a trump. Last 10 innings, 34-7, 37-0, 4-0, 59-9, 0, 31-0. Strike rates around 66, 75. It's only once or twice where he's gone close to that 100 mark. So it's certainly not a trump. Throughout 2014, he scored only 506 runs in 22 innings at an average of 23, and strike rate also not above 100. Does he deserve a place? That's the next question. In India, when Sri Lanka played him, he was out 4 times in the first over of short balls. The moment they bowled short, he was going after it and getting out. Now you think of the bouncier conditions in Australia and New Zealand. Will he come off? Can you take him across with such form? So these are the questions the selectors had to answer. And at that stage, Dimut Karunaratne played a solid 152. Though it was in a test match, Sri Lanka were looking for a solid option just to try and open with, which again, they didn't persevere with for a long time, and it didn't work out as well as we would have liked. But that's where they went from, and you can't fault them for thinking that. Nagul, which team impresses me most and why? New Zealand, of course. All-round team. They're playing some wonderful attacking cricket. I think they got the best seam attack right at the moment. Southey, Bolt, Anderson, Milne can bowl at 150. Vittori, through so many years, so miserly, still doing the job. So I think they're a real threat in this World Cup. Very enjoyable to watch because they save so many runs. How about their fielding? In the face of the batsman, attacking cricket from the captain, Brendan McCullum, not only with the bat but also with his captaincy. And most often they are playing aggressive cricket, but it's with bat and ball. It's on the field, not with words. So that's another way of looking at it. I think they're the team to watch out for and the team to follow. So those are the 4 questions I've picked for today. Keep firing them in, and until next time on the thepuppet.com, I'm Russell Arnold.